I'm doing a review of the engine oil consumption of this vehicle. It is a 3-cylinder 1000cc engine vehicle. Okay, so the furthest hill that you see from this point, I'm going to zoom up the hill a little so that you can see it a little better. So this is the hill. So every morning, 5 days a week, I have to drive up this hill and drive back down, and the oil that the vehicle consume because of this hill. Alright, before I go into the oil consumption of the engine because of the hill, I would just look at briefly the oil consumption while on level ground or going over small hills. What I notice is that the oil consumption is reduced significantly, and it takes a longer period of time before I add any additional oil to the vehicle or even to top it up. So the oil consumption because of the hill is far greater increase, and it causes the vehicle to consume a lot of oil while going up the hill. Okay, let us check under the hood of the vehicle and look at the engine. Okay, so this is the engine of the vehicle. It's a 3-cylinder engine. You have a good amount of space in this engine compartment. The oil consumption though, while the vehicle is going over the hill, is very large, because for this vehicle I have to put in at least a half quart of engine oil at the end of the week, which is like on a Friday. Therefore, for every 2 weeks I am using pretty much about 1 quart of engine oil. So I would think that this is a large amount of engine oil to be using, or for the vehicle itself to be consuming while going over this hill on a daily basis, basically 5 days a week. Yes, what I notice is that whenever you put enough oil into the vehicle where it reaches the maximum level point, and when you check it on the dipstick, you can use it to measure or find out the maximum level measure point on the dipstick. And if you put it to this maximum level, you find out that the vehicle burns more oil than if it is at half. Now, normally I just fill it up to the 3/4 point, because if you put it to more than the 3/4 point, you find out that you probably would have to be putting more oil in the vehicle per week, and I cannot afford this amount of oil because of the engine consumption of the oil. So what I normally do is to leave it at about half, at the half marker, and at the half marker it burns a little bit less than if I should put it to the maximum marker, or top up the engine oil to where the maximum marker is. So this is the issue that I have with this vehicle. The oil consumption is very large, and because I have to traverse this hill 5 days per week, and I actually have to go down the hill as well. So when I go up, I go down, and then I return back up the hill to come back to where I live. So this is really a big or a large amount of oil to be consuming for this type of vehicle. And you would think that, you know, for this type of vehicle you should not be concerned about the oil consumption, but pretty much it is a big issue for me, and I am not sure why we need to be using so much oil for this type of vehicle. And I'm wondering if it is the same with the other type of vehicles of this type, Toyota Vitz 1000cc engine, 3-cylinder. For other vehicles, I have not looked at the oil consumption, so I'm not sure if this is the same issue that they have even with this same type of vehicle. Okay, this is another oil top up. I'm going to use a homemade tool to pull the place where you put the oil. Okay, I'm going to pour at least half of this bottle of oil into the oil reservoir. Okay, that's about half. I'm going to cut back the area. I'm going to look at the dipstick. It reaches about almost half. Put it back. So this is another oil top up. Cool. Alright, if you have a similar vehicle like this and you are having the same sort of problem, probably you could drop a comment in the comment section below of this video, and we could share information and see how best we can deal with this type of issue. Alright, so this is my review on the oil consumption of this vehicle, and hopefully you do not have the same problem as I do. Alright, thanks for watching and see you next time.